Hi everyone, Simon here again from Sterling Coaching, and in this week's Monday's Moment I'm going to talk about the dream that I had last week of walking on a tightrope and how this applies to you and to me in business. See you in a moment. Now I want to share with you a dream that I had last week, and when I woke up it really stuck with me. You get those dreams where you can't remember what you dreamt about, but this was one of those that I could remember every single detail. And it got me thinking about how this dream applies to my life, to my business, and I wanted to share that with you too. So I started off in this dream, starting to step off from where I was over what I thought was a canyon, a big deep ravine, and it was quite easy because what I was stepping onto was quite wide, and as I stepped further and further along this plank, the plank got narrower and narrower and narrower. Okay, and I got more and more anxious as I walked further along this plank, and all I can remember doing was looking at the plank and looking at every foot that was going in front of me. And as I did, I got more and more worried, more and more anxious, and more nervous, and more out of balance as well, until I got to the point where the plank was actually a rope, and it was a good thick rope. It was a tight rope, but it was a rope, and I was really struggling to balance on this rope. And as I was walking along carefully, step by step, now putting my feet very carefully onto the rope started to bow, and it started to drop, and as it dropped I started to panic. Okay, and as I slowly, it was slowly in my dream, descended down on this rope, I realized that actually I hadn't descended that far, and as I froze paralyzed on this rope, what I realized was that the rope was only a few inches off the ground, and I wasn't crossing a huge canyon. What I was actually crossing was a tightrope that was about 6 inches, 150 millimeters off of the ground. And as I realized this, a wave of relief came over me, and I stepped off of the rope onto the sure footing of the ground. Now you might say, as you look at the image that I've put up there, how does this affect me? How does this affect me? And what I found in many years of being in business, very often we can feel that we're on this narrowing tightrope, particularly in the climate that we are as I record this at the moment. And things get tighter and tighter, and more pressure piles on us as business owners. But very often, we're not as far off the ground. We're not as far away from a sure footing as we think we are. And sometimes all we need to do is just step off the tightrope, step onto sure ground, and take the help that is there. And as I woke up, what I realized was that, as this rope bowed as I was walking across it, all around me was the foundation of help. There were people there that were able to support me, able to give me a firm footing. And you need to do the same. For those of you watching this video, it's about getting rid of that anxiety. It's about getting rid of that pressure by actually realizing that although it feels like you're walking on a tightrope, actually there is a safety net. There is a foundation not that far below you that you can reach out to, that you can step onto, that you can lean on. So I want each of you to take something away from this Monday's moment of who can you look to in this week ahead to give you some help? Who can you go to give you support? Where can you get more resources, more learning, better, business tools to help you cope with what you think is a canyon that you're crossing, a tightrope that you're walking? What can help you make the steps ahead more sure-footed, safer, and most importantly, less anxious for you. Take some time this week to look for those items which will give you the sure footing. It might be friends, it might be family, it might be advisors, it might be consultants, it might be coaches, it might be other business owners, it might be courses, it might be webinars, it might be podcasts, it might be videos such as this. What do you need to make up your sure foundation so that you can just step off that tightrope and walk across that journey, take those steps with more confidence, more peace, and certainly a lot less anxiety? I hope this has resonated with some of you watching this video. For me, it was such a powerful dream, and I just felt I had to share it with you, and I hope it's been of benefit to some of you. If you have things like this you would like to share, if you have some tips, if you have something that you've overcome, if you've had some success that you want to share and you think people would benefit from hearing it, whether you're a coach, a consultant, or a business owner or an entrepreneur, doesn't matter whether you're in big business or small business, just let me know, and I'd love to have you as a guest and have a chat with you about it for my podcast, Business Success and Coffee. You don't have to drink coffee, we can drink other things as well, but I'd love you to share it. Just go to www.coffeewithsimon.com, and I'd love to have you, each of you, as a guest on my podcast and share your tips, your successes, your stories with other people that I know will take benefit and take some comfort from what you want to share. See you on next week's Monday's Moment. Bye for now.